Every department inside of a radio station has processes in place so that new hires don't go off the rails and do something that might jeopardize the radio station or the relationship that the radio station has with listeners and advertisers. Do you have something like this in place for everyone who touches the website admin? Today, we're going to dive into the must-have digital playbook that every radio station should create, and this is one that keeps your website professional, engaging, and profitable. Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, leave a comment wherever you get this podcast. Let us know what you'd like to see in future episodes. The likes, subscribes, all of those go to help you know that when we have new content posted, which is every week, and it lets other radio professionals find this content whenever they're in the podcast realm or in YouTube. So it does really help us out. Thank you so much for doing that. Well, if you've ever signed on with a major broadcast company, you've likely received one of those big, huge welcome aboard kits containing guidelines about your job, the responsibilities, expectations, the company culture, just everything. All of these are really so that new employees hit the ground running and they function in perfect alignment with the station's objectives right from day one. If they have any question about anything, they can refer back to this guide. Now, they may have one for the entire company, and then you might have another one for your specific job. Things to say on the radio and things not to say on the radio and things like that. Things that could put the radio station in jeopardy, either with the FCC or with listeners and advertisers. So let's imagine that you have a new hire at the radio station, whether they're an air personality, news person, even if they're a freelance content provider that you're having to provide content to the radio station website on maybe a periodic basis. Wouldn't it be great to just hand them over a resource that would get them up to speed quickly? Instead of spending countless hours on Zoom calls and on the phone, or maybe even on one-on-one training, going over each and every little thing. Because, really, these training sessions really don't cover everything. You're going to forget something, and you're probably going to be pulled in and out of that meeting doing other things with the radio station. So, this is where a digital playbook comes into play. It ensures that they're going to be doing things consistently, efficiently, and with a clear strategy on how that website fits into your station's overall success. So whether you're a single station or part of a group, this document would help a new hire, content creator, salesperson, anybody understand the best practices, technical specs, and the monetization strategies involved with your station website. So how do we define digital playbook? Well, it's a strategic guide that outlines your entire radio station website. It should be managed, updated, integrated into broader goals. It really should just cover everything from branding, content guidelines, image sizes, post formats, SEO strategies, advertising policies. Really, this guide is going to cover everything so that everybody is on board and on the same page. So why does your station need one? Well, like we said, it's going to help you maintain brand consistency, number one. Just like your station has a specific sound and feel, your website should follow through with this, with branding rules to help maintain a professional image. You wouldn't want the DJ just uploading a photo that just really stands out. This doesn't look like something that would be on this website, or maybe a blog post that just totally goes just perpendicular to everything that the radio station has done in the past. All right, so this is what that would help to avoid. It would also streamline content creation. It ensures that everybody follows the same guidelines for blog posts, news stories, events, images, everything. It's going to improve your audience engagement because they're going to know what to expect, because your website is much more than just a static brochure. If it is a static brochure, please reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com and let us help you with that. But this playbook ensures that your website is going to remain dynamic and engaging. And then number four, it's going to drive revenue growth. Digital ads, sponsorships, online promotions, they should all be planned and structured for the maximum effectiveness. And this guide is going to assist in that so that you're not uploading some poster for your latest contest that is, 5,000 by 5,000 pixels and slowing down the website. Because if a lot of people went to this contest with this huge image on it, that's going to have a slow experience for those, especially on mobile devices. And it's going to, it's not going to be a good experience for the people you're trying to get a lot of entries for on this contest. So that's one of the things that this guide would cover. And lastly, it's going to reduce training time. As I said, those one-on-one training sessions and getting everybody together on a Zoom call or anything like that, that's going to take time and it's going to take resources. And so you don't have to constantly worry about one-on-one training if you can just present this guide that covers everything. And then maybe you follow that up with a form that says, here, you need to sign this saying that, yeah, you've read this cover to cover and that you're on board with everything. If you have a question about anything covered in this manual, you're going to refer back to this. And if it's not covered in here, you're going to reach out to a manager and have them sign that saying that, yes, I agree with that. So here's some things to include in your digital playbook. Number one is the website's role in your station's strategy. This is really number one to make sure that everybody is on board, because the salespeople, they may not know where the website fits into the radio station. They're signing up to work at a radio station. A lot of radio stations now don't include the website in their overall strategy. Gosh, I hope you do. But when you do, and you have this in place, it's going to let them know, and the on-air people know, and the news people know how that all fits in and why the website is such a major component to how we do radio in this day and time. So how does it complement the on-air product? What are your key goals, like listener engagement, advertising revenue, streaming, event promotion? How should the website be referenced and how often should it be referenced on air? I wish that we had something like this back when I was at Clear Channel, and everybody who was on air, we absolutely hated having to blog every single day. We didn't know really how the website's role fit into the station's overall strategy. We didn't understand that part of that engagement was really a big part of us touching the listener. And so I don't think that we were maybe we were just closed off because we had so much to do already that we didn't want another thing to do, or perhaps it wasn't communicated enough to us that blogging for personalities was such a great way to engage with the listeners that we were trying to get and we were trying to keep. I wish I knew then what I know now, because I sure would have done things a whole lot different. Number two is this guide is going to contain content guidelines, post types, and frequency. Like I said, we had to blog daily. This would include that right there. What kinds of blog posts would you have? Like, you may want to have suggested topics, the ideal length, posting schedule. We don't do this day in history every single day, something that you can just easily get by a Google search. A local news. How often should local news be posted? Where we get the local news stories. What areas are considered local? Which ones are considered state? And which ones are considered regional? Or which ones that we don't care to put on the website? How about events? How and when do we create and update event pages? Contests, like standard formats, legal disclaimers, best practices. Can the jocks get on and put on a contest that they're doing on their show without the promotion manager or the station manager knowing about it? That kind of thing. All right. Writing style and SEO best practices like tone. Are we talking about, is everything going to be conversational, or should it be more professional, or it should be a mix of them? It all depends on your station voice. So, I mean, if you're at a news talk station, it's going to be a little bit more professional and maybe less conversational, depending on the show. How are headlines going to be structured? Best practices in that for engagement and search engine availability. Keywords. Different types of content rank better for search engines. Are we going to be including keywords in these different posts? And so they rank better than other things. How are we going to do links? Like internal linking strategy to keep visitors engaged and going from different pages on the website. That is actually an SEO strategy. So are we going to be doing that? Should every post link to a different page or post somewhere on the website? If so, let's put it in this document. Number 3 is image and multimedia standards. Where can we get images from? Like authorized stock image services, or is it okay that we use AI image sources? From which service can we get these AI images? Because as we mentioned a couple of podcasts ago, some of these AI image services out there can actually be copyrighted, and you cannot actually put them inside of a commercial setting like a radio station website. All right. Even if you've seen other places put them on social media, the website, if we're doing it right, we're getting revenue from that website. And so that is a commercial setting that you cannot use some of the AI images out there. You have to check the terms and conditions of each one of these services. Size restrictions. Should post featured images be a set size, or does our website allow for them to be any size whatsoever? Like, for example, nationally syndicated news organizations will say that all of their featured images on their posts must be a specific size, like 800 by 500 or 1000 by 600 or something like that. Show images. Everybody's jock page photo should be 400 by 400 pixels, that sort of thing. I mean, you have to know, can I just give you whatever I have on my phone or whatever I have from my yearbook or anything like that? Maybe not. It might have to be edited before it's posted. Sponsorship banners. There's all kinds of different ad image sizes out there. So which ones are we using on our website? This is something that salespeople would want to know. Video guidelines. If you're going to be embedding YouTube videos or Vimeo, or if you're going to self-host them somewhere else, is that allowed? And what file formats are best for embedding, and best practices that go along with embedding videos on station websites? All of this is going to be considered in a part of this digital playbook. Have you thought of if somebody stepped in and started working for the radio station right now, would you have gone through with the post type frequency and the SEO best practices? And this is where we get images and video guidelines. Would you have covered every bit of those? Maybe not. Maybe, but more than likely not. But we still have 4 more to go.
Looking to maximize your radio station's digital presence? Skyrocket Radio delivers custom websites and mobile apps built exclusively for radio stations by radio professionals. Our websites engage listeners and drive revenue, while the integrated apps keep your audience connected wherever they are. It's a complete digital solution designed to boost your station's reach and ad sales. To take your station's online experience to the next level, visit skyrocketradio.com.
Technical and security best practices is number 4. How content should be uploaded and formatted. If there's things that we should embed, are we embedding them from a reputable source and not something that's from overseas that may contain malware? Who has access to make updates to the website? Website security best practices, like making sure that your passwords are strong and the backups are being made. And is that going to be something that the station personnel should do, or is the IT manager going to handle all that? Malware scans and that sort of thing. More than likely, the salesperson or the on-air person is not going to be doing that stuff, but they'll be able to know who to reach out to if they have spot something inside the website admin or on the front end of the website. They'll know who to reach out to. And then number 5, monetization, advertising policies like banner ad specs. I mentioned a little while ago about the size requirements. What about file formats? Is it okay for it to be an animated GIF at 10 meg? More than likely not. That is a huge file, and it's going to take people on mobile devices a long time for those to download. So that's probably not a good idea. The rotation frequency. We have these ad blocks around the website. How many are we going to rotate there, and how many can rotate there? Sponsorship opportunities around the website. We've often talked about the digital inventory list. Have one of those, so for your salespeople and for your programmers to know where sponsorship availabilities are around the website. And that digital inventory list, it also covers social media, anything that you do on YouTube, Facebook Live, anything like that. If you're doing it in a radio station capacity, then you have the ability to insert a little bit of, this is brought to you by so and so. All right, without violating their terms and conditions of doing that. Can't probably put a commercial inside of a Facebook Live video, but you can say, "Yeah, we're here courtesy of our friends at Bob's Dodge." All right, and how many advertisers can do that? But you have to put all of that into this digital playbook so that the on-air talent know how they can do that without getting in trouble with Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. Affiliate and revenue generating content, how to incorporate affiliate marketing and e-commerce opportunities. For example, you wouldn't want a morning show talking about a client business in their blog post every day, but the radio station's not getting paid by that client. Maybe they're getting something on the side that they shouldn't be. So this document will have those kinds of things in there as well. Number 6 is social media and website integration. How often are we sharing things from the website to social media? We believe that you should post everything on the website first and then promote it with social media driving traffic to the website. A lot of radio stations out there right now are still posting things directly to social media just because that's the easiest way. And that's really not the best. It's not best for SEO. It's not best for revenue. You should always post things on the website first and then promote that on social media and drive traffic to the website. Be sure that that is listed in this digital playbook. And then number 7, your analytics, performance tracking, how to measure the success of the content that you're posting on the website. Who's going to be doing that? Where are you going to be doing that? Are you going to be doing that with a Facebook Pixel or inside Google Analytics or some other analytics tool? Who's going to be the keeper of all of that information? Is it going to be the ops manager? Is it going to be the digital content director? Who's going to be getting that information? The general manager, the owner? What key performance indicators should be tracked? For example, are you giving bonuses to your on-air talent for of their blogs getting more page views or more unique visitors than the other shows during the month or the quarter? Or maybe you're giving incentives to your news people for driving the most traffic to your website. Where are we getting that information from? And who's going to be the keeper of that information? All that should be inside of this digital playbook. So how can you draft one of these? Just really, you can start off with a download that we have in the show notes. We've actually compiled quite a few of these. It's not going to go into a lot of really deep detail, but it can get you started. Take this and then get inputs from all of the departments. Have your programmers, your sales managers, your content creators, your on-air team review what you have and then revise that to include answers to the questions they have. And do prompt them for questions. What kinds of questions do you have about anything? How far does our local area go? Does it go 2 counties or does it go 4 counties? If I have a news story that's happening here, should I include it under local or should I include it under state? All of those, you should put in the answers to those questions inside of this digital playbook. Now, once you have it all compiled, then train your team. Host a workshop or training session so that everyone understands the guidelines. And then regularly update this playbook. Digital best practices, they change all the time. Your playbook should evolve accordingly along with these things as they change. You should probably look at changing it at least once or twice, maybe even 3 times a year. Because, think about it. Over the last couple of years, we have all this AI stuff now how can we use AI to write our blog post, or should we not use AI? Should I not go to this particular AI service, or should I use this AI service? Or should it be one that we buy, or can I use one that I just signed up for myself? Or all of those questions should be answered and the best practices for each one of those particular services. And then once you draft and you have signed off on and you have done the training and you have this, post this playbook in an accessible location. Make it super easy for team members to reference the playbook, even maybe they don't have it on their person or in their office or anything like that. Maybe put it in a production room or have it on a board inside of the break room or something like that, just so people can have it. Maybe even put a PDF on your website and send out a link so that everybody can have it, a very easy access to it. So, because hopefully, as I have gone through all of this, that it makes you kind of think, really, if we reached out to somebody to put content on our website, or if we hired somebody brand new, my gosh, this is a lot to go through. It would be a whole lot better if I could just hand them a PDF or a PDF link and then have them be on board with everything. I mean, a well-structured digital playbook, it's going to transform your website from an afterthought into a powerful revenue-generating, audience-generating tool, which is what it should be. And everybody is on board. The DJs, the content creators, the sales teams, management, everybody understands how the website fits into the station's broader success. That's the main key. Now, if your station doesn't have a digital playbook, again, we have a download of a very, very basic starter kit in the show notes. Go there and download that. All right. Hopefully this has helped you. Again, if it has, please like, subscribe, and share this content out with your radio colleagues. We so much appreciate it. And hey, if you need help with your radio station website, we're here for you all of the time for that. Reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.